What it do, you too? Today's video, I want to talk about everybody path is not the same. Yes, everybody path is not the same, right? So what inspired this topic is I was watching Master P and Romeo Revolt TV Generational Wealth Conference that they was doing, right? And they was mentioning some very, very, very great points, you know, very inspirational. And Romeo mentioned that everybody path is not the same path. And, they spoke on it a little bit, but they didn't really, well, they elaborated, but they didn't really go that deep into it, obviously, because they had other things to talk about. So I want to expound on that topic. Everybody path is not the same. What does that mean? That means that, in human nature, people just like to compare, like compare people to other people. And I get the concept of it. I guess I get it, and it's understandable, but I was always the type of person, I don't like being compared to nobody else, because you can't really compare nobody. Everybody's different. That's what makes the human race so unique, is that everybody is completely different. Real talk. You know, we different, but we the same. And you know, some people just like to compare. Like, my life is like this, but your life better than mine. You had this, I had, just like you can't compare, because it's like what this person went through, you probably may have never been through, right? Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. What this person has been through, you probably have been through. See what I'm saying? Right? And you'll never know that unless you and that person connected and talked about those type of situations, and then compare each other's past like that. But just to come off and say, compare somebody's life, like, for example, a lot of people that's successful, they have a lot of very, very powerful testimonies. If you don't know what the word testimony is, they have a very, very powerful story. A lot of successful people, and people on the verge of success, they have a lot of very powerful testimonies, right? And each person's testimony is completely different. That's why you can't compare nobody's life to anybody else's. Like, for example, let's use Jimmy Butler. If you don't know who Jimmy Butler is, he played for the Chicago Bulls. If I'm not mistaken, I think he is from Chicago too. I might be wrong, but I think he's from Chicago. But Jimmy Butler, right? If you don't really know that much about his story, I think at the age of 13, like, his mom just kicked him out the house, was like, you look too much like your dad. I don't want to see your face. I don't like you. Get out of here. He was homeless when he was 13, and he got adopted by some family. I forget exactly how they found him. I think because of course, he played basketball, but basketball is what saved his life. And he got adopted by this family, and they believed in him, and they supported him, and they helped him. And yeah, like, that's a powerful testimony. I'm just saying it in like a nutshell. And you can't compare that to somebody else's life. Most people look at the end result of everything, right? Everybody look at the end result of stuff. What does that mean? So for example, you like a basketball player, right? Like, somebody might look at Jimmy Butler's success. Just use him as an example. Like, not picking on him, just use him as an example. And people might just see him. They might not even know who he is. They just see him like, wow, he's a superstar player, right? And they be like, okay. Because at first, he wasn't a superstar player. Like, he worked hard to get to that position. But Jimmy Butler was always a good player to me, in my own personal opinion. But most people might look at his success, like the end result, like, wow, he a good player. Like, wow, I can't play like that. How did he get to where he at? You know, like you know how you got people that's like that. The whole time they don't know what this man been through. They don't know the path he had to walk to get to where he at now. You see what I'm saying? Like for example, let's use somebody else for example. Um, like just who can I use for example? Like a Kanye West or something, right?